Well, here's your Taco Tuesday update. Having a wonderful day. It's sunny, slightly breezy. People are walking up, thinking I'm probably a crazy guy. But why not? I have a big beard, and I look the part. So, all hail Taco Tuesday. And those that deny thee, let vengeance be thy taco. Render unto tacos what tacos deserve. And to you, Debbie, now put a mask on to give yourself a fun look. No. And to you, Debbie Bergelson Long, I say, vengeance is picante, saith the taco. And just seen that look. Guy just walked in and he just sort of looked at me out of the corner of his eyes and grinned a bit. Funny stuff. So hey, nobody's watching. Oh, Barbara, you're watching. Okay. So it's Taco Tuesday. We're up here at the holy sacred taco grounds of Pepito's Mexican food half off taco day. Taco Tuesday, and I'm just sitting outside talking to a phone out loud when people are walking up, and young lady just kind of gave me a weird look. Maybe I should flip the camera and let you guys see what's going on here. So what y'all think? What's up with tacos? Tacos is good. I'm waiting for my tacos. Tacos. Hope Debbie Bergelson Long gets that one, or hears it, or sees it, or notices she got mentioned in a live video. So let me tap this and see what this mask stuff is all about. No. Oh, setting. Sorry, I paused that. I got this thing that says new. Put on a mask to give yourself a fun look. Tap the magic wand to try one on. Why do I look like I need a fun look? Don't I look fun? So, tap the wand and nothing comes on. And my cousin, or second cousin actually, Brandy Dawn is watching from, I think Guthrie, Oklahoma? Is it? I'm not sure. Anyways, welcome to sunny California. Here, let me do the boot. I boot this. This is today from where I'm at. I don't know if you can see that there's a very slight breeze, and it's warm. It's nice. It's warm, but it's nice, and the breeze makes it nicer. And again, I'm sitting outside, out of the air conditioning or whatever, just because I'm that kind of guy. I'm a different kind of person. Hey, Thomas, what's up? So, talk to me. What is it about God, I'm bumping into things and doing stupid stuff. Well, yes, Brandy, it is hot as heck there. It's Oklahoma. You are sitting in a sauna and a crock pot. That's what I loved about Oklahoma. Beautiful country, wonderful people. My grandmother was a marvelous cook. Unfortunately, she cooked everything in bacon grease. But Oklahoma was one of those places I went to that, like, you would take a shower in the evening or in the afternoon, and you'd get out and you'd dry yourself off for an hour or two.
What's the number?
Well, you're on TV.
I'm on TV now?
You're on live, and these are my tacos because it's Taco Tuesday.
That was very good. Hi, everybody.
Okay. And remember, vengeance is picante, saith the taco.
Vengeance.
Yes. Anyways, that, boys and girls, was Jose. He owns this eatery. They do a lot more than tacos here. They have quite a a Mexican fare here. The girl did a double take on me, you know. We get it, see if I can get that back. Yeah, they're walking away, but the girl in the green pants did a double take when she came out the door and I was talking. And yes, boys and girls, my tacos are yum. That is 2 carnitas and 1 carne asada. Now, last Tuesday I had 2 chicken and a carnitas. This means that on the next Taco Tuesday I will have 2 carne asada and an al pastor, which are really, really good. It's like a Mexican shawarma, but they make tacos out of them and other things. It's really great stuff. So, anyways, I have French fries with this because it just seems like the right thing, you know. All those beans and rice and everything. This looks cheaper and all. Tacos are only $1.75 each here today because it's Taco Tuesday, which is, I think, a very good deal. 3 tacos, fries, and an iced tea was $8. So, hello, John Morris. Thank you for watching. Next time Mom comes by, I would love to see Patsy. I haven't seen Patsy in I don't know what to say there. I mean, I could use something like a coon's age or whatever, but I was young. I was a kid. And we used to see, I got a picture of her when I'm like 5 or 6, sitting on the staircase. I think you saw it, Brandy. Grandma's there. My youngest brother is a little baby. My 2 brothers are there. Naomi's there. Colleen is sitting on the other side of Granny. Kevin's next to Granny. I'm next to Kevin. And somewhere in the back is a grumpy Patsy. And then at some point, for some reason, we never saw Patsy again. It's just like Naomi was little. She was younger than me. And so we always saw her at Ryan and your mom's. And but I don't know if she was going to college or what, but Patsy sort of just like didn't come around much anymore. And didn't see your brother anymore. Actually, saw so little of him that I even forgot who he was. Trevor's in the picture. Mm-hmm. It's great. So, oh, I'm being poked. But it's one of my favorite pictures that I got from Colleen, I think it was. And I believe Roxanne's in it, and I believe Susan's in it. And it's just a wonderful picture of sitting on the back porch behind the kitchen on that little back porch thing, you know, sitting there with all these grandkids. Your grandmother was such a sweet little lady. As I hear Ronnie's in Albuquerque, your grandmother was. I can see where Patsy gets her grumpiness. Your grandmother was kind of a boss, you know, and your Aunt Catherine was a very quiet, reserved woman, and my favorite Margie was just the life of the party, just boisterous and out there and fun, and one of the things that I really missed out on, I think, living in California was not getting to know my grandfather, Carl, and or Cornelius, or whatever his first name. My youngest brother's named after him. He is Carl Cornelius. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it kind of chokes me up a little bit not getting to know him. I met him when I was real little. I don't remember it. I was just a baby in diapers, just starting to walk and move around. And there's a story that my mom or dad used to tell that he was helping Grandpa paint the house, and I was running around out front. And Granny's house had this brick street. I don't know, does it still have, does Margie's house still have bricks in front of it on the street? Is it paved with bricks? And, but anyways, I was running around out there. I don't know who else was around, but I stepped into the street, and Grandpa yelled at me and said, "Get out of the street." So I came back up and told me to stay out of the street. And a few minutes later, I stumbled back into the street, and he yelled at me, and I got back up on the thing, and he said, "I told you not to get on the street. Now you stay off the street." And I stepped off again, and that's when he stepped off the porch or whatever, wherever he was painting out front, and broke a piece off one of the pecan trees in the front, and applied it to the backside of my diaper, which I didn't even feel. And but I cried like hell, and I never stepped into the street again without him telling me I could, or whether telling him me or not to, I would not step in the street anymore. He pretty much convinced me that I should not go into the street. I'm sure you miss your granny and your granddad, Brandy. Ryan was a joker. Was just a hoot. Ryan used to like to pinch people with his toes, and we always thought that was kind of weird on the monkey feet. But he was a great guy. He was a really nice guy. It was so different from Emmett. Emmett was so quiet, but when he spoke, even my dad listened. And put the finger in your ear. That sounds like Ryan. And your mom. Oh, Jesus. She was a hoot. I loved going back to Oklahoma every summer. It was part of my back to school project. I collected maps. We would always get the maps, and I would navigate and draw out the course. We'd get 2 or 3 maps, and one of them I would lay out the course on Route 66 all the way to Ardmore, and making notes where we stopped and why, and for gas or for food. And it was just what I did, as I lived to climb into that Volkswagen van. That's the one I remember. We did it in the Rambler, and we did it in the 64 Volkswagen, but the 66, we did so many trips back there. And I even drove it there once. And I just loved that trip, out on Route 66 in the rising sun, and you can't see nothing because you got this fireball burning a hole through the front of the car. And my dad's suffering trying to drive through it, and it was just insane. It was just the best time. My mom would be in the back playing games with my brothers, and it was my turn in the front. We had rotation, and I did a lot of the night stuff with my dad. But more people coming. Anyways, like I said, I just loved that trip. That trip were some of the best, and then some of the stuff we'd get into and what we'd do when we got there. We always went at least once for a day out to Lake Murray, either to swim or we would camp. We would spend the night out there and play cards. And I can tell you, I don't know if it was Canasta or what, but I was watching. Oh, I was always watching, but I was watching. I picked up the game, and my dad had to go do something. My mom wanted him or whatever, and he had to get in. So I'll cover for you. How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
And you want to be on TV?
Sure.
Wait a minute. Say hello to everybody on Facebook.
Hello, everybody on Facebook.
See,
Here we are at Pepitos.
Yep.
Tuesday night.
these people think I'm crazy when they come walking up and I'm talking to this handheld.
Oh, you mean those people?
Well, anyways, see, that's the fun stuff. But anyways, he got up and I said, hey, I can play for you. And he goes, are you sure? I said, yeah, I've been watching you. I can get it. And he goes, and they were playing for change, nickels and dimes and quarters and stuff and whatever. And my dad was doing pretty good. He was a pretty good card player, I guess. And I sat down and he was gone for like 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes or something like that. When he got back, he was about broke. and your mom, Edna, was very enthusiastic, saying, no, just give him some more change. Let him stay. He's learning. He's picking it up. So, I don't know. That's a story. I miss being back there. I miss going back there. I miss all those summers. I miss my Aunt Margie. But anyways, that's Taco Tuesday, and that's a reminisce, which is never a miss. And you know what? I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to eat my dinner before it gets too cold. And say to you all, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I don't know how many of you stayed. I know, Brandy, you stayed because you were listening. You were probably like me when I was a kid. You loved hearing all the old stories of the people running around there, and now I'm one of the old people that ran around there. And I'm going to tell you all about Susan and Roxanne as young girls. I know all the secrets. Oops, sorry. No, I don't know anything, Susan. I was just a dumb kid with a bad memory. Don't believe anything that Susan Myers tells you about me, because it's probably fabricated, or at least true. Love hearing your stories. Are you sure you know it all? I hear that a lot. No, I don't. I really don't. But I knew you, and I knew your sister, and I loved your mother. I want you to know this, Susan. Your mother was my favorite aunt out of all of them. I loved Catherine, I loved Edna, and I loved Mary. But Aunt Margie, she was my go-to. She was my bud. I could trip her up. There's a story my mother used to say that one day Margie wanted to know what I was doing. I was walking around the house in Ardmore rather mysteriously, looking over my shoulder and checking out windows and everything else, and she asked me, what's going on? What are you doing? I said, shh, you gotta be quiet. They're after me. She was like, who the hell's after you? I said, the spies. I said, yeah, I've got secret airplane plans, invisible plans in my pocket. I think they're following me, and I don't want to get you in trouble, and I don't want to get in trouble. So, we got to keep it quiet, keep an eye out. And she said, okay. And she went into the kitchen or the living room or wherever it was, and where my mom was, and she said, Mary Jane, I think your son's crazy. And of course, I think she was right. And yes, I talked to her a year or two ago on the phone, and man, she is sharp, and she is just with it. And I'm glad to hear that she's gone this far. I really, really do have to get back just to see your mom. And, hey, Susan, I got a question for you. Is the house in front of is the street in front of Granny's still paved in brick? Can you answer that before I go? I mean, I really want to know. Inquiring minds really wanted to know. I loved it because, in the middle of the night, you'd be trying to sleep or whatever, and you'd hear this as people drove by, and that was the tires against the bricks, because it wasn't really completely flat. It had that crown, and the road was so old that the bricks were a little uneven. No, they paved it. Yeah, I'm crying too. If they paved that road, that road inspired so much in me. I used to tell a good friend of mine, Fritz, about it, and I even mentioned to his dad one time, and he laughed. He said, "That is so cool." His dad collected Indian motorcycles, and I mean some really old ones. He had like a 1906, and he had a 21 board track racer, and he had a 12, and some others. He had some singles and some twins, and it was just, and they ran. They actually, original condition, unchanged for this was 1960, so it had to be 50, 60, or 70 years. And it just, they were just so cool, and that was one of the things. Yes, that is Fritz from school, from Orangethorpe, junior high and high school. I grew up with Fritz. He lived down the road from me. I met him in like first grade. He was the best man when I unfortunately got married. And he is, I haven't seen him in a while, but he's still a good friend of mine. He's still my best friend. Number one best friend. And, Susan says there are still some in the area that are still brick, but not too many. Yeah, well, I'm sure Ardmore may be up and coming and a big city, but I think they're a little slow on paving them damn roads, aren't they? So I was privileged to take care of one of Margie's good friend, Laverne, in Guthrie. She worked with Aunt Margie at the phone company Small World. Yes, that is. You know, that is a curse of my life. That many, many years later, I was well over my 30s, I ran into a girl. Really pretty girl. Beautiful girl. She was single at the time. And come to find out, she lived just down the street from where I grew up, and on the other side of Houston, which put her. I lived in Anaheim, but I went to Fullerton schools. But on her side of Houston, she went to Anaheim schools, and that was just like wow, you know. And it was like 1990 or whatever that I ran into her, and that went back to the 60s. So yeah, be careful, man. You know, you can run into the strangest people. You can run into somebody that knew you in kindergarten or lived on your street before you even went to school, and their family moved, but somehow, for some strange reason, you oh, hello, Mona. Are you talking about Margie's friend or Margie? Because I know that Colleen and Mary went back to Granny's hometown, which I think Mary was from a few years back, and just to see the place. And Colleen was just blown away. You know, she told me about it. It was amazing. That's right. You know what? Speaking of Granny, I still tell people this thing because I grew up in a weird situation with language and whatever, because my grandmother, my dad's mom, was Irish. She was from Ireland, but she lived in Oklahoma. So, hey, how you doing? And when we would visit, you would have to deal with this little old lady who spoke with an Irish accent in a southern twang, and which is funny because I can roll into that Oklahoma drawl or whatever real quick and real easy and effortlessly. My mother used to say that she would spend all year teaching us English, and 2 weeks in summer it all went to hell in a handcart. So, and I understand the drawl is leaving Texas and probably leaving Oklahoma due to the influx of Midwesterners and other crap. There's a linguist who studies that, and his specialty is the southern Midwest, Texas, and especially Texas, because Texas has such a unique drawl. Anyways, like I said, I'm gonna eat my supper. And by the way, Ann, Mona, and Robert Bourne, has any of you ever had to explain to somebody what supper was? Because I've had dinner, I've had supper, and whatnot. So I'm gonna go to my supper here, and I'm not gonna, and I've sung for it now. So I'm just gonna let you all go. Love you all. Hugs, Brandy. Susie Harvey, you're always coming in late. So anyways, God bless you all. Have fun. And, keep the rubber side down. All that good stuff. Maybe I'll come back in a few weeks or whether. And either, yes, walk down in memory lane with y'all, or just blabber on like I'm known for doing. Susan will tell you about that I was injected with a phonograph needle and used to do nothing but talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And that was very annoying. And yet they still loved me. I guess it's because we're family. What can you do? You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family. And you can just love them. That's all you can do. That's all you should do. Anyways, good night all. Enjoy.